doing Split Over Money, Don Pablo here. And I'm just here to discuss with you like what's been happening with Mavericks, Perazim TV, what we've been working on, and actually hear about your feedback and hear if you guys have been liking it, you know. It's nice to be doing things, but you also need to find out that people are enjoying what you're doing. So, yeah, guys, when we started off, I think it was last year, October, November there, and we were just starting Mavericks as just an experiment, say, what would people, how would people react, how people like it, would people actually enjoy it. And shout out to you guys, because you made my dream come to life. Thank you guys so much, because you guys have made it so amazing. Now, Mavericks has now become our flagship program here at Perazim TV. We've got more shows coming and we've got so much more for you, in store for you guys. But today I just want to touch on a few things. Mavericks, the music, and Pablo's Fried Comedy. And some of our partnerships and what we're doing with other people. And I just want to hear what you guys think and, just enjoy a bit of the feedback and then just tell you guys what I've been enjoying so far and why I believe in this so much now. Because Mavericks has now become more than just a branding and a marketing show. It's become a platform for youth and for established businesses and also established professionals to come and actually teach and actually learn from us what branding is and how it works. Shout out to Tabama Penny for coming through for that episode. I saw you guys love that episode. Shout out to Masapo. Thank you so much guys for coming through. And to everybody else who came through for the episodes, T-Bone, Puling, Kate from Mahara FM. Thank you guys for coming through so much and actually giving us as young people your perspectives and how people are building brands and helping us learn actually how to build ourselves. So, let's start with the elephant in the room, Marketing Mavericks. Marketing Mavericks was just my baby. Like I had a thought of thinking, it was just a thought of like, what if I would start a show that just talks about marketing and how to build a brand? And it actually went beyond that because now, as you've seen on Marketing Mavericks, lately we were at it was the Gibson's Farm, Billy's recreational place. So a place I've been going to for years, but now with Marketing Mavericks, we're able to bring it to life and revamp it and actually get people learning more things about agriculture, self-sustainability. And this is what marketing is all about and branding is all about. It's about finding and building brands that people were not expecting that, no, this is here in Lesotho and it's actually working. So it's been really exciting to see that happening. It was also exciting to talk to executives, who are in the professional industry. We've got more people lined up, but so far what we've got to talk to, I've seen that young people have started reacting in a different manner towards it and actually started learning more and more about how to become leaders in their own story and in their different brands. Those who are still studying, those who are actually in the workforce, thank you guys for all your comments, thank you guys for all your feedback. There are times when I just felt like, dude, this thing's out too much, let me just leave it alone and just focus on business and providing for my family. And then you find people going, dude, I saw your episode, that was amazing, when can I come on, or who else are you going to bring? And that really just encouraged me just to keep going. So guys, thank you guys for so much energy for helping me to find my voice also, because in helping you guys learn more about marketing and branding, I also found my voice and actually started speaking more and more about what I love, which is actually the brand, marketing and branding, because I believe in building brands, because once you build a brand, it's different from just, a lot of businesses are just like single generation, they just, I do this, and it's not really branded, it's not really consistent. A brand is consistent, it's all round, it's your character. It's working on your character and making sure that you show up and you're consistent across a number of different platforms. Not just in the boardroom, but also individually as you live your life every day. Shout out to Bo, I saw on Facebook, it's the Resident Fleazy. Those are young brands coming up, and I'm going to talk more about it because we've been partnering with CCN now with podcasts like the Safe Space Podcast, which is something that I actually learned a lot of things. I learned a lot about young people and what young people are going through. I thought I was young and I was also going through things, but there are younger people also going through different things and trying to provide for their families. And in doing so, they bumped into certain niches, I guess you could call. You could call them niches and programs. But what is important to me is that we give the youth a different narrative from what they've been told. But no, you guys are lazy, you guys are not, you're not doing anything, you guys are weak. No. It's just that times have changed and people need to learn how to rise to the times. And this is why we need Mavericks. More and more Mavericks are rising to the times, and there's so many young people doing so well, and I am hopeful, and I believe that we're going to bring more and more people to you guys who are doing more with their time as young people. And also want to bring people who are also scared. Dude, I didn't even know this was happening right now. I love things like Safe Space, I love things like Boxing Mavericks, and I also love, there's another one for ladies that we're doing actually. It was supposed to be called Artful Talks, but we're still working on it, and I'm going to bring you more stuff, because I have a passion for youth. So I've seen that my brand resonates very well with the youth. Most of our products have been 18 to 34, and people are really learning, from guys who are in the Western high school going to varsity, people who are in professional in the corporate space or working for the government. People are actually seeing, no dude, this struggle is not just me alone, and with what I have, I'm actually ahead. I could do this, do this more, or go this way. But what is most important to me is that people learn to be consistent with their brands. People keep showing up, and this is amazing. I've seen so many young people now talking to me about, like, I don't know, this has actually encouraged me to keep going, and we become real life case studies. It's not just they're talking out of their mouth and you're thinking, no, these guys are not doing well. I'm somebody who's in business, and with other people in business who have been talking to me on the show, they're also like, this is an important platform for the youth to actually grab this own narrative. The African youth has now risen up to be leaders and to actually do its own, to actually build its own narrative. I mean, with countries like Botswana, Zimbabwe, Ibrahim for Niger, Burkina Faso, the narrative of Africa is changing with each and every day, because young people are rising up to the challenge. We are now saying that instead of sending out our materials abroad, instead of going to develop other countries, we are now saying that let's develop ourselves as Africans and see how we can move forward, which is something that's beautiful, which is not only in the mining space but also in the technological space, which is a beautiful space to be in because it keeps expanding. If you understand that Africa is actually virgin territory when it comes to technology, there are so many businesses that have been established in terms of that, but we're going to be talking about that more and more in the episodes, and how you can, as yourself, jump onto the same trend. Because what scared me was that there's a lot of young women, or I guess mostly young women, because it's basically what appeals on those platforms, those script chat and all these things, who think that these studios are just, they should be using the studio just to display themselves. And for me, it's not really, I'm not judging, but I want you to do something more. I believe in you so much that you can do something more, because there's so many options on the internet. You can teach online, you can teach kids English, you can do all these things. So sometimes we feel that we are trapped in these situations and they can't be solved. But if you actually take a step back, and try to see what other people are doing, you will learn that there's people who are trading and making money, there's people who are doing this and making money. So before people send me love letters, yes guys, there's what we call a love letter in podcasting, or in broadcasting basically, where people now summon you to the police or to a court, or say to court to say defamation of character, or because there's actually one on CCN right now that says this is how the mother was actually saying, don't be now exposing my child because this is how we eat at home. And what made me sad was not the fact that this child was doing this. That's one thing that makes me sad, but the fact that the parent is just like, this is our only means of survival. It means that there is literally a scary amount of unemployment, that parents and people are just looking towards their survival now. Human beings are looking towards their survival, which means us as African youth, we need to get up and stand together and see what we can establish so that our sisters and our brothers are not exploited. We need to make sure that people now get off drugs and all these things off the streets. Drug abuse is a serious issue right now with You know, it used to be a casual thing when we talk about smoking. We're like, I know, let's smoke weed at a party, you know, let's relax. But now when it becomes a habitual thing of doing it every day, it means that there's something wrong, there's something that you are trying to suppress. So these are the type of issues I want to address, and I look forward to partnering with NGOs, with government, with organizations and individuals who want to actually, how can I say this? Who want to actually redeem, like for lack of a better word, redeem the African youth from these abuses. I mean, you find young girls now going out with their fathers or their grandfathers in order to establish, in order to provide for themselves. And like, if you're already going to be, if it's true love away, go ahead. If it really is true love and you guys love each other and you're going out with love, that's really, but just for the sake of saying you need to put food on the plate, I don't think it's okay, because one day you're gonna bump into someone that you really love, and are you gonna be able to continue that person? Because now you have to decide between food security and love and disruption at home. So some of these topics we're going to be talking about and more in the podcast. I'm definitely not the only one who's going to worrying about these topics. I know you're also worried about these topics, and just tell me in the comments, what would you like to see more on Perazim TV? What would you like to hear more on Mavericks? What would you like to hear more on Creative Collective Network? On Safe Space? You know, this is just some of the places where we are able to talk about these topics, because these are topics that are happening to us right now. These are things that our parents could not experience because they didn't have the exposure of the internet. Guys, social media has so much pressure. It has so much pressure of how a relationship should be, where you should be in life at this age or that age. And honestly speaking, we're at a place where most African countries, it's not just Lesotho, it's not just Zimbabwe, it's not just South Africa. Most African countries right now are in a phase of redefining themselves. Because yes, we got independence, but we're still now learning to establish systems to support not only our youth, not only our old not only the business sector. We're learning how to establish systems that help us build what we call sustainability. So what do I mean by sustainability? You go to primary school, you go to high school, you go to varsity. After that, you need a job. But right now, like where I am in Lesotho, 70% of the employment is from the government, and which is something that is not feasible. It means that the private sector needs to grow more, needs to expand more. Understand? And how does the private sector expand more? By taking either small businesses and expand them to medium and large scale businesses. Even in farming, we need to go from subsidiary farming to commercial farming. These are issues that we need to address as African youth. How do we get there? Like from where we are right now, how do we get to the next step of now being able to now support not one farmer can now provide about 30 to 500 jobs. You understand? Because farming is a big industry, but we have not been able to step into it properly because we've all been thinking small scale. We just need to survive, you know. That's what subsidiary farming is. It's where you farm for yourself, your family, and maybe your local community. I say maybe because not everybody can even provide just for their local community. Most people are starting just to provide for themselves. So now we need to get to a point where we have commercial farming, where we have 10 farmers who are providing enough food for myself. Just 10 farmers who provide enough food for myself, 400,000 people, you understand? So we need to expand on that and then see how we can actually really become independent in terms of economy and sovereignty, in terms of economy and food provision, and also sovereignty even in our technological spaces. Because right now, all of us, I don't know if I can say all of us or most of us in Africa, most of our information is being stored in data banks in America, basically overseas. And we don't have our own Google, we don't have our own Facebook. This is something that is actually very worrying. It seems very small right now. What are you talking about? No, it's just social media. It's just a platform, you know, what ChatGPT or these AIs. We literally are always delayed. We're always delayed in terms of, if you're doing development of websites or apps, you know the struggle. Even if you're a creator right now, there's a number of countries which are struggling to get paid from their content creation because we are so far down the list. our economies are not large scale enough or are not active enough for them to consider us as big players in the game. I mean, they start with more America, Europe, and then after that they go to Asia, then from the Asian market, then they come to Africa. You understand? This is something that's painful because we have so many creators in Africa who are doing amazing things, and if we were able to actually start using, commercializing, and protecting our intellectual property, we could actually be providing more. But these are some of the topics that are just been on my mind and seeing how we can actually talk about them from your traditional ways of marketing, traditional ways of doing business, to now the new age. You understand? And I've seen these kids are here; they're so far ahead. And I'm actually wondering, how do we bring it together? How do we bring processing of resources, processing of raw materials together? Like right now in Zim, they've started. They're trying to start the processing of lithium batteries locally. In Botswana, they're now starting to say that their diamonds are going to be processed locally. These are things that are very important to our economy. Lesotho, I think, is also going to try to do the same. I don't know when, but it would be really good if they could do it soonest. Even our processing of our own gold, our own copper, you understand? Doing such things will make sure that our economy is able to now be self-sustainable. These are things that I would love to discuss with you guys and many more. Like so that when we have a chain, an educational chain that is sustainable, where you go from primary school, high school, university, and when you're finished university, there's a place where you can go for internship and actually be paid for it. And then after that, and shout out to the Lesotho for that, because the government has actually established a program for people to get internships in locally established companies, even if they're small to big scale, as long as they're registered legally and everything is sorted, they get to be paid something. Such initiatives will allow us to actually expand our economy, expand our, what's the word for it? It actually allow us to expand our private sector. So that as our private sector grows, I think the ideal private sector to government ratio would be 30 to 40% government employment and 60 to 70% private sector. So that basically means over the next 5 to 10 years, we need to double our private sector. And how does that happen? We need to go from small businesses to medium and large businesses. Those are the actual businesses that actually can sustain the economy and actually help us grow forward. Because medium to large businesses pay better taxes, and if we're paying more taxes, it means that there's more infrastructure that can be introduced into the country. So guys, these are some of the topics that have been on my mind, and I've been wondering how do I get them across, and I've been calling in guests. I've got a good lineup of guests who are going to actually be helping us to understand more and more how we actually step into this space. Yeah. So guys, shout out to you guys for liking and subscribing. Please continue to like and subscribe and tell your friends about Perazim TV, Marketing Mavericks, and tell us the topics that you would like us to talk about. That's now, I think I've covered the podcasting and the Marketing Mavericks part.
Continue watching it.